any questions before we start moving forward? Anyone having any questions, etc.? Whatever we have done, whatever we have discussed so far. Okay, let us begin. So we started in the last class, talking SAP. We did talk about various type of condition record. We maintain condition record, different type of condition record, and we did some of those exercises. Now we're going to talk about condition type. Now, condition type, as we saw in the sales order, we can have different type of condition types. Condition type represents probably one of the most important configuration key from the configuration perspective. So that is probably one of the most important and most crucial configuration key from the configuration perspective. Now, condition type controls various features and various functions from the configuration perspective. It controls various things. So this is our sales order. I'm using the same material, same customer as we did in the last class. Now, if you look at here, we have a different condition types. And if I go to analysis, then the analysis button, we see various condition types, various condition types. Now these are some of the condition types. You can add, you can delete, you can configure your own condition type, and we're going to do that. We're going to configure our own condition type too. We have not done any configuration yet. In fact, we will be configuring our own condition type, our own pricing procedure, our own access sequence, our own condition table, and various other things. We'll be doing all those different configurations our own. So here, these are various conditions which you have. PR00. PR00 is for the price. If I go back here, then we have various other conditions, KF00, and various others. I have here condition type for promotions. I have here for some other condition type of discounts. This is some other different type of discounts and surcharges. So they are different condition type. So when we look at pricing procedure, what is a pricing procedure? So pricing procedure is a schema of different condition types, which are structured in a prescribed manner. So pricing procedure is a formal schema of condition type. So pricing procedure is a formal schema of different condition type. So pricing procedure is a formal schema of different condition types, in which we can have different condition types. Now these condition types could be for price, could be for discount, could be for promotions, could be for tax, could be for surcharges, could be for freight charges, etc. So these condition type could be for various purposes, various reasons. So its pricing procedure is a schema of different condition types and schema for different prices, discount, promotions, taxes, surcharges, freight, etc. That is what pricing procedure do. Now, if you look at here on this condition type, something important to understand. The first and foremost, what we are seeing here is a condition type PR00, which is for price. We have another condition type here called K007, which is for discount percentage. We have another condition type, which is called K029, and that is for some kind of a discount and weight. Now, each of these condition type is associated to various type of control data. Important statement. So make a note, every condition type linked with various control data. For example, access sequence, calculation type, skill type, etc. And there are quite a few of things. So that is why condition type link various attributes together. So condition type link various attributes together. So it links various attributes together. Now, if you look at this picture here, now here we have a condition type K007. It is linked to calculation type percentage and skill type value scale. Okay. So calculation type percentage and scale basis is the value scale. Now this condition type K029 is linked to calculation type amount and weight, and scale based type is a weight scale. Now look at here, we will understand this from this example. And this is interesting thing to understand. So first, let us understand what is there behind K00. K007, and see here, two important words, scale base type, and here we have a calculation type, two important terms. Scale base type and calculation type. Base type and calculation type. Okay. Base type. Now here, the base type is value. Base type is value. So if I have $100, you get 1% discount. If you are giving him an order for $1,000, you get 2% discount. If you give him an order for $1,000, you are giving 4% discount. So base type and calculation type. Now let's go to the configuration. So we go to configuration, we go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. We go to sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing control, define condition type, maintain condition type. Okay. And let's say I put condition K007. K007. So let us understand some of the very important fields which we have in the condition type. Because condition type controls many different attributes, and a lot of them are very important. Now if you look at the condition type K007, condition type is linked to access sequence K007. So that is the first important thing. If a condition has to be maintained automatically, it must have an access sequence. Without having access sequence, condition cannot be maintained automatically. Therefore, access sequence has to be there automatically. Access sequence has to be there automatically for the automatic creation of the master data. Okay. So that is where we have access sequence. And that is why the condition type is linked to access sequence K007. First important thing. The second is condition class. Condition class basically means this is either a discount or a surcharge condition type. Either it is discount or surcharge condition type. And X means it is negative. Negative means it is going to give a discount. If we put a positive, means it is a surcharge. So because this is a negative, therefore it is a discount. And the calculation type it is doing in percentage. That is why here you see this calculation type is percentage. 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. So calculation type is in percent. And that calculation type is assigned here. So whatever calculation type is assigned, it is going to calculate in that basis. Another very important thing here is scale basis. So scale basis is the value. So this discount will apply on value. So if you look at this picture, the base type is value. If it's $1,000, 1%, $1,000, 2%, $10,000, 4%. So for the base type, there is a calculation. So for every $100, there is a 1%. For every $1,000, there is a 2%. There is a $10,000, there is a 4%. So scale base type and calculation type. Okay. Okay. So 1%, 2%, and 4%. So base type, calculation type. Calculation type and base type. Another thing here, whether this condition is item condition. So this is item condition, which basically means this condition will be applied at item level. If we have this header type condition, means applying to the entire document, then you have to have header condition. So obviously this is not a header condition, this is a item condition. So because this apply at an item level. Now another thing is the manual entry. Automatic entry has a priority, which basically means this table, this condition record in the sales order should be determined automatically from the condition record. That is what this basically means. Okay. So these are some of the attributes of the condition type, which we can see in the system. So condition type is one of the important attributes. Now if I see here condition type K029, this is for Fed calculation. Now here the calculation type is amount and weight, and the scale base is the weight scale. The scale base is the weight scale. So now if we look at this here, scale base is a weight. So if you are giving order for 1000 kilogram, then I'm going to give you a discount. Calculation type is amount weight, $1 per kilogram. Amount per weight, $1 per kilogram. If you are going to give me an order of 1000 kilogram, then I'm going to give a discount of $3 per kilogram. If you give me an order for 10,000 kilogram, then I'm going to give you a discount of $5 per kilogram. So it is working on the basis of amount per weight. So this is amount per weight, amount per weight, amount per weight. Calculation type, amount per weight. So calculation type could be percentage, could be amount per weight, could be others. Base type here is value, and base type here is weight. So if we look at the attribute of condition K029, so if I go to K029, so this is K029. So here also it is linked to access sequence K029. Condition class A means either it's a discount or surcharge condition type. Calculation type D means is working on the gross weight. X minus basically means is a discount, not surcharge. It's an item condition, and scale is working on the gross weight scale. What is the weight? And your scale will be determined on the basis of that. These are some of the important configuration elements or controlling features which are associated to a condition type. That is why condition type is calculating what type of a condition it is, what type of access sequence is associated, what is calculation type, what is a base type, whether it's an item condition, whether it's a header condition, whether you can maintain manually, whether you cannot maintain manually, what kind of a scale it is, whether you have at all any scale. If a scale is there, then what is the scale which is associated to it? So whether it's a quantity scale or value scale or weight scale, because you might be doing a calculation on the basis of quantity based upon the value calculation. Base type could be weight. So those are several different attributes which can be controlled by the condition type. And these are some of the attributes which you see here, which is value-based type, value-based type, value-based type, and these are the calculations. These are the weight-based type, and these are the calculations which we have in a standard SAP system. So these are some of the elements which are there in the system, which are important from the configuration perspective. Okay, and I would like you to make a note of that. So that is why condition type is one of important element from the configuration perspective. Now let us understand access sequence. access sequence. Access sequence. Access sequence is a schema of various condition tables. And access sequence are assigned to a condition type. Make a note. So access sequence is a schema of different condition tables. In one access sequence, you can have one or more than one condition table. Condition tables are the one which is store the record. So when we're creating a condition record, that condition record is stored in the condition table. It is stored in condition table. Okay. So access sequence is a schema of various condition tables, and access sequence are assigned to a condition type. In access sequence, there can be one or more than one condition table as per business requirement. Okay. So that is access sequence. So we saw that we looked at a two condition type, PR00. So condition type PR00 is linked to access sequence PR02. Condition type K007 is linked to access sequence K007. We saw that condition type K029 is linked to access sequence K09. Okay. This is what we saw, and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. Means you can have these condition types are associated to as many as access sequences as possible. You can have one, you can have a 10. One condition type can only be linked to one access sequence. So one condition type can only be linked to one access sequence. although one access sequence can be assigned to multiple condition type. Unless, make a note, unless access sequence is linked to condition type, system cannot determine condition record automatically. Therefore, access sequence is mandatory for auto determination of condition record of price data in sales document. When I say sales document, same apply to purchase document as well. Exactly. So whatever I'm saying for sales document, exactly same is applied to a purchase document. So there is absolutely same concept on both sides. Okay. Make a note of that. Make a note of that, please. Just give me a second. Okay. So access sequence is a schema of different condition tables. Now look at here. In this picture. So I have a condition type PR00. That condition type PR00 is linked to access sequence PR02. I have a condition type K007 that is linked to access sequence K007. Okay. We have a condition type A020 which is linked to access sequence A020. Now, what is there behind access sequence? So every access sequence, like for example, access sequence PR02 is linked to 3 tables: table 1, table 2, table 3. Table 1 has a key combination of customer and material. Table 2 has a key combination of price list, currency, and material. Table 3 has a key combination of material. So let's look at my screen. If I open another session, if I go to VK11, if I go to PR00, and if I go to key combination, we have these 3 key combinations here. 3 key combinations. 3 key combinations. And those 3 key combinations are working with the customer material, price list, currency and material, and working with the material. 3 key combinations. Working on the basis of 3 key combinations. Now, in these 3 key combinations, and why only 3? Why 3? We talked about that before. Because with the condition type in access sequence, if you look at the picture here, we have 3 tables. Table 1, customer material. Table 2, price list and currency. Table 3 is material. That is why here I see only 3 key combinations, because there are 3 tables. This is table 1, this is table 2, this is table 3. Let us also look this in the system. So I go to condition type, keep looking at my screen. So I go to PR00. PR00 is linked to access condition type called PR02. So PR00 is linked to access sequence PR02. And in PR02 access sequence, we have 3 tables. Table 1, table 2, table 3. So we saw that first link, that PR00 is linked to access sequence PR02. PR00 is linked to access sequence PR02. Now, where PR02 is linked to table 1, 2, 3, that I want to say. That I wanted to say. So I hit back. So now I go to define access sequence. Make a note of the menu bar. This is where we define access sequence. Define access sequence. I click on it. Define access sequence. I have so many of it, 299 access sequence. I go to PR02. We're going to also configure our own access sequence too, which we have not done yet. We are just trying to understand the standard. I have here 3 tables. I have a table 305, which is a key combination of customer material. I have a table 306 with a price list, currency and material. 306 is repeated twice. And here I have a requirement 3. And then we have here third table 304. So 305, 306, 303. So when I'm going here in VK11, I see these 3 key combinations. I see these 3 key combinations because in the access sequence we have a 3 table, 305, 306, 304. Now this 303 is repeated twice. And then this 306 is also associated to requirement 3. If I go back on the drop down and I have here something called requirement 3. Now what is the requirement? Make a note. What is the requirement? What is the meaning of the price requirement? Price requirement is a small ABAP program. Price requirement is a small ABAP program which check certain prerequisite, which check certain prerequisite or requirement before a specific condition can be triggered. Now look at here. So here I have this requirement number 3. If you go in the source text, if I go to source text, it is a small ABAP program. You see that few line of the few code. Not too much of an extensive program. It's just a few code, few line items. And what does it check? It checks if this document is in foreign currency. Now, in the most cases, you don't need to read code. You don't need to write code. Writing and reading of the code is done by ABAP programmers. It's ABAP programmer's job to write a code, to read a code, to manipulate a code, to change a code, or to write a new code. But you need to know what is pricing requirement. So what is the pricing requirement? That if my document is in foreign currency, My document in foreign currency basically means if my sales organization is in US dollars and I'm selling it in Canadian dollar. So there are two different currencies. It's a US dollar currency and Canadian dollar currency. And if it is a foreign currency document, then this access sequence will trigger, otherwise not. Otherwise not. And that is what is written in this requirement routine 3. Similarly, voice is echoing. Okay. Can you guys hear my voice clearly? Is my voice coming to you fine? Each one of you? Is my voice coming okay to you all? Okay. So pricing requirement is a small ABAP program, and we saw that what is the meaning of this pricing requirement here. So that basically means this table will only trigger if I have a foreign currency in the sales document. Foreign currency means currency other than the currency of my company code. So I have a requirement. Now here I also have a button called exclusive. I also have a button called exclusive. This is important to understand what do you mean by exclusive. Exclusive button. Exclusive button basically means that stop condition record if first condition is successful. Stop condition record search, make a note, if first condition is successful. If first condition record is successful. If first condition record search is successful. So make a note. Now let's understand this concept. So this is my sales order. This is my condition type PR00. This condition type PR00. This is my table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. This is coming 1, 2, 3, 4. That is coming from here 1, 2, 3, 4. So PR00, 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. Now here, this record is missing. This record not made. This sequence didn't execute it because requirement 300 was not fulfilled. Currency and all that was not different. But the last one was met. So condition 40 was met. Condition 40 was met. Condition 40 was met. Now what will happen if this record was there? If I have a record here, then this record will not be searched. But it didn't found anything here, then first it look here. So it go from top to bottom. Search happen from top to bottom. So first it look here, it found, it doesn't go further down. Then if it is found here, it is not found here, then it go here. If it's not found number 2, then go to 3. If it's not found 3, go to 4. But if you found it the first, then it will not go further. If this exclusive button is on. If this exclusive button is on. Now let us do this exercise. Let us do this exercise. So I go back to, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a condition record for PR00 at first access. And then I want to test condition record determination in sales order. Okay, that's what we're going to do. That is our exercise. Let's do that. So I go to week 11. So we go to logistics, sales and distribution, master data, conditions, week 11. I put the condition type PS00. And here we have a for sequence. And we have sales organized 1000, distribution channel 10, customer 100200. And then I have a material here. So I put the same material, which is this. And I put the price $370. $370. And then we save it. Then we save it. Right. Now I create a sales order. Okay. Now if I go to conditions and see here, now system has found that $370 which we just maintained. Now the system has found the price $370 which we just maintained. If I go to analysis button, I go to PR00 and see what happened. And because the first condition record has been found, so although I had a record here, but see the message, access has not been executed due to previous access. And see the message here, the exclusive indicator has been set in the access sequence for an access as a condition record has already been determined in the previous access. No such took place in the current access. So because system finds the record at 10, it does not go further down. Why? Because we have this exclusive button here. It doesn't search any further record. And it's called searching. That's why it's called access sequence. Access sequence. So sequence of data access. First here, second here, third here, and fourth here. And if it's finding first, it does not go to second, third, and fourth. So that is the purpose of access sequence. That is purpose of exclusive button. Okay. So let us take a quick 10 minutes break, and we'll talk in 10 minutes. Okay. Thanks, guys. Let's take 10-minute break. I'm back now. I'm back. Let's continue. And before I move forward, do we have any questions? Any concerns? Any questions? Okay. Anyone having any questions? Any issues? Whatever we've done so far? Anyone? Is my voice coming to you? Is my voice? Okay. Good. So we're talking about access sequence. Now we're going to talk about pricing procedure determination. How pricing procedure determination works. We talked about this briefly. Pricing procedure, as we mentioned, is a schema of different condition type. Pricing procedure make a note, is determined by 5 parameters in a sales document. Now, what are those 5 parameters? Those 5 parameters is sales organization, distribution channel, division, indicator for customer, and indicator for sales document type. So these are 5 parameters. Another thing is there can only be one pricing procedure in a sales document. There can only be one pricing procedure in a sales document. It is a header information. It's a header information. There can only be one pricing procedure. You cannot have 2 pricing procedure in sales document. That is not possible. Only one pricing procedure in a sales document. Now let us understand. Let's do an exercise to understand pricing procedure determination exercise. So we are doing pricing procedure determination exercise. Try to understand how pricing procedure get determined. I go to sales document. Now here I have a pricing procedure RVAA01. So pricing procedure which we have is RVAA01, REAA01, REAA01. Now how come this came into sales document? Let's understand that. So we are saying that pricing procedure get determined by these 5 parameters. Okay. Back. So my sales area is 1000. So my distribution channel, my sales organization is 1000. My distribution channel is 10, and my division is 00. So my sales organization in the sales org is 1000. Distribution channel is 10, and division is 00. Now, what is the indicator for customer? If I go to header, here I have a pricing procedure RVAA01. RVAA01. Now we need to understand where is this indicator for customer and where is this indicator for sales document type. So if I go to customer, on the sales tab, I have a customer pricing procedure indicator 1. And that is my pricing indicator 1. So my pricing indicator for customer is 1. Now what is the indicator for sales document type? So for that, I need to go to configuration. I go to sales, I go to sales document, I go to sales document header, define sales document type, and my document type is OR. I go into detail of OR, and I have a document pricing procedure indicator here is A. Indicator here is A. So we find out these 5 values. So basically these 5 values 1000, 10, 00, 1 and A are determining this RVAA01. Let us determine that. Let us go to the configuration. So if I go to configuration, and here we have define and assign pricing procedure. Make a note of this menu bar, which is part of sales organization, basic functions, pricing, pricing control, and define and assign pricing procedure. So please make a note of this menu bar. Okay. Make a note of this menu path. Define, assign, pricing procedure. And then here we go to define pricing procedure. Make a note of this also. Define pricing procedure determination. Define pricing procedure determination. So make a note of that also. Okay, make a note of that also. Okay, so we have defined pricing procedure. Click on it and see here 95,000 entries. But if you look at here, there are 5 parameters: sales organization, number 2 distribution channel, number 3 division, number 3 doc type indicator, number 5 is customer pricing procedure. So for us, what are the value which you find out is 1000, 10, 0, 0, 1 and A. Okay, so we go here. I put 1000, 10, 0, 0, and see here this entry which I highlighted. This entry tells me if sales organization is 1000 in sales order, if my distribution channel is 10, my division is 0, 0, on the document type indicator is A, if my customer pricing procedure is 1, the indicator which is assigned to customer master, then your pricing procedure would be RVAA01, would be RVAA01. That is why when you come here in the sales order, I have RVAA01. If you go to line item and if you go to analysis, we have RVAA01. That is how system determines pricing procedure. There can only be one pricing procedure in a sales document. You cannot have a 2 pricing procedure. That is not possible. You cannot have 2 pricing procedures. You can have only one. And what is that pricing procedure? RVAA01. RVAA01. That is how pricing procedure determination happens in a sales document. Pricing procedure determination happens. Changing price manually in a document. price can be changed in a document if you have authorization. So if I go to sales document here, I have a 370. I want to make it 400. I can do it because I have authorization. So you can change condition type. It is changeable, but you must have authorization. If you want to add a condition manually, if you go to drop down and you have all these different condition types, and if you want to enter a condition type here, you can enter condition type manually also. We enter condition type K000 also manually. So you can change manually, you can enter a condition manually, you can overwrite, you can delete. Let's say you don't want it. Select that, delete, gone. So this is delete button. This is a new, you want to insert a new, you can see the new. Okay. But you should have authorization to do that. Now here we have something called new pricing and pricing type. And then we have a button called update button. And then we have here this update button. Now we have here this update button. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this update button is? So let us say I go to VA01. I enter my sales order. Quantity. And here I have a condition called $370. And I save it. I create a sales order. Here condition is $370. And I save this order. Because I maintain $370. I make a note of my sales order. So pricing type exercise. Now in that pricing exercise, I created a new sales order. And price is $370 per piece. Right? After that, and I make a note of my sales order. This is my sales order. This is my sales order. Now I want to create a condition record. So let's say I go to condition record. And in the condition record, let us say rather than 370, this becomes 380. Price change. Now if I go to the sales order, I have here $370. Okay. Now I go to update button and I say carry out new pricing. and that price change from 370 to 380. You guys observe that? So I change the price week at 12, and the new price is $380 per piece. Now, in sales order, we still have old price. So we executed price type, carry out new pricing, and new pricing was determined. And the new pricing was determined. Make sense? So this was the pricing type exercise. Okay. So pricing type. When we're looking at the various pricing elements, this is also called price of waterfall. So you have a starting price, then you can have a discount, you might have a surcharge, you might have a freight charge, and you might have a taxes. So we go to sales order here, this is a freight charge, and if you go, let us say, so 380, discount 10%. So my price 380 per piece, quantity 10 pieces, the total value 3,800. My discount 10% minus. And what is my discount amount? So I'm giving a discount of $380. $380. So what is my net value? 3,420. So 3,800 minus 380. My net value become $3,420. Now I have a surcharge of $10 per kilogram, and there is a total weight of 10 kilograms. So there is $100 freight, and that is plus. So 340.20 plus $100 become 3,520 euro. And what is my net value? My net value is $1,520. That is how system do calculation. Let me repeat one more time. So I have a 380 euro per piece. I have a 10 pieces. So total condition value becomes 3,800. My gross value is 3,800. Then I'm giving a discount of 10%. 10% on the gross. So my discount amount become 380. So what is my discount amount? $380 minus. How much become my net value? Net value become 3,800 minus 3,080, and it comes out to be 3,420 euro. Then I have a freight amount of 10 euro per kilogram. and this total weight of 10 kilogram. So my total freight is $100, and then $100 is plus. So how much is my net value to? It is 3,420 plus $100 comes out to be $3,520. $3,520. Okay, $3,520. $3,520. Look at this here. I would like you guys to make a note of these boxes. Price is the starting point. Then we have a discount, which is minus, surcharge, which get added, freight get added, that become net value. Tax always get added, and that is the end value. So starting point minus plus 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 plus. This is called price waterfall. This is also called price calculation. That is how system calculate price. Please make a note of this. Please make a note of this. Price, discount, surcharge, freight, net value, federal tax, state tax, county tax, city tax, and plus end value. So that is the total schema of price determination as it happens in SAP. Please make these boxes. Okay. So price element. This is what the terms you will see. Condition type, condition rate, condition value. For every item, this item 1, item 2, item 3. So in item 1, this is my list price. Is a discount of minus 2%. This is a warehouse surcharge of $17 US. There is a freight of 50 cents per 10 gallons. Then we have a state tax, country tax, city tax. So this is a total weight of 200 gallons. Price of $300 US per gallon. Total is 200. So 203, $600. Discount of 2%. So 2% of $600 is $12. So minus $12. Warehouse surcharge is a lump sum amount of $17 US. So plus $17. There is a freight of 50 cents per 10 gallon, and there is a total of 200 gallons. So 200 into 50 cents comes out with $10. So 600 minus 12 plus 17 plus 10. So net value is $615 US dollars. That is the condition value. Plus there is a 6.25% state tax. 50 cents is a county tax. 1.5% is the city tax. So $38.44 is the state tax. In this example, 3.08 is the county tax, $9.23 is the tax. So my total net value comes out with $660.75 US. This condition is screenshot, which I'm showing you, is an actual example of a customer. It's not, it's an actual example. It's an actual example. So that way, you can see that how a pricing procedure could look like in a real world scenario. In a real world scenario. Okay. So make a note of that. Okay. Now we have here something called header condition and item condition. Header condition and item condition. Okay, let's make a note first and foremost. So header condition are condition type are applied to entire sales document. Item condition types are only applied to a specific line item. Is applied to a specific line item. So let's say this is my I enter two line item here. Rather than 380, this is one. What is half of 380? How much is the 50% 380, guys? $190. Okay. We have 190. I take this off. I go to condition 10. I take this off. Take this off. So now if you see here, I have, line item 10, $380 per piece. I have another line item 20, and that is for $190 per piece. Two items. So PR00 is an example of a line item condition because PR00 only applied to a specific line item only. Okay. It's only applied to the specific line item only. So this is line item 10, 380, line item 20, 190. So PR00 is an example of a line item condition type. Okay, interesting. Now, I would like you guys to make a note of these two, this bullet point and this bullet point. So make a note of this A and B. Make a note of this A and B. This is important. We're going to discuss this. So let's understand these. What does this statement basically mean? Interesting statement. So what this statement says, that item conditions are totaled up to the header. Item conditions are totaled to the header. Item conditions are totaled to the header. Now let's understand that. If I come here, now here on the header, I have 5,700. Now from where this 5,700 is coming in? If I go to line item, so this is 3,800, make a note, plus 1,900. So 1,900 plus 3,800. How much it become? 5,700. So line item are totaled up at the header. So it says header is nothing but a cumulative sum of each line item. So the header, it make a cumulative sum of each line item, and cumulative sum of each line item totaled up at the header. That is what happens at the header level. Okay, that is what we are seeing here. Now there is another statement, and let's look at that statement. Let's look at that statement. The second statement tells us that header conditions are distributed to the item by the value. So header conditions are distributed to the line items by a value. Okay. So item, now let's understand this meaning. What is the meaning of that is that header conditions are distributed to the line item by the value. So what does it basically mean? So let us say this is a sales order header. And let me choose, I don't know which one is the right one. So let me choose a header condition. I don't know which one is right, but let's say discount Okay. So see here. So I have this HA00, 10%, and 10% comes out to be $570. So in the header, I put in a discount for $570. Okay, $570. Okay. Now back. Come here. Now see what happens. So that $570 get distributed. 10% comes here, 380 comes here, and 190 comes here. Because it got distributed by the value. In the same proportion of each line item value, it apportioned the discount. Item conditions are totaled up to the header, and header conditions are distributed to the line item by the value. So first line item get $380 and second one get $190. That is an example of distributing header condition by the value. Okay. So it's a good breaking point, guys. So we can stop the class and we'll do next week. So we will do our class next week. So thank you and talk to you soon. Talk to you next week. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.